Hi guys, so today as a follow-up to the previous video on nutrition per se, I'm going to throw some light on the concept of metabolism. Okay, this word is being thrown in the nutrition industry since quite long, and it's been taken quite a while for me to understand its concept, and I'm sure the common problem that people are facing, especially those who want to lose fat, lose weight, is that they don't understand what metabolism is, and even if they do, they take certain decisions basis which metabolism isn't working for them, it's working against them. Okay, so understanding metabolism, the word, it truly means achieving balance, or if you, in a scientific language, the number of chemical reactions that happen in the body to make you live. Okay, and to achieve balance in the body so that you can live, you can move, you can breathe, you can eat, you can talk. So ultimately metabolism boils down to balance. What you are consuming, not just physical food, drinkable drinks, water, it's even what you're consuming mentally, what you're consuming, what activities that you're doing, or what air what your environment is, what your weather is. So everything combined will be the data for the metabolism, and that metabolism manipulates the data and helps you achieve homeostasis or balance in the best possible manner. Now, almost all of the factors are influenced by what decisions you take. Let's say there is a lot of pollution outside. So if you decide to go outside without any precautions, then you're gonna take in polluted air. Your metabolism will take that data. Now you're eating crap. That is another data. So with all that negative data, ultimately what happens is, if you're trying to shape your body, it's going to be shaped in a negative manner, because the negative data has turned you into something which does not look good, but it helps you live. Okay, so you are surviving, you're not thriving, right? A person who is thriving would take conscious decisions. Let's say if they are going outside, they may wear a mask. Okay, they may avoid that polluted area, they may do some other exercise. Maybe they can have some equipment in their home, they can do it, where the air quality is better. And then that data taken by the metabolism, along with, let's say, you're taking good food, you're taking good sleep, your stresses are less, all that data will shape you into a good, better or healthier human being. Okay, so that is what metabolism does. Now, to better understand how we ourselves can manipulate the metabolism and help us achieve whatever we want to achieve as part of our goal, gain weight, lose weight, gain fat, gain muscle, or any goal, you have to manipulate, you have to take decisions so that this guy works for you. So there are three major functions how you can understand and manipulate the metabolism. You have to understand that the metabolism always adapts. Like I said, someone who is running outside in the polluted air and then eating all crap or all junk food will have a very different effect, even though he or she will be surviving. But they will have a very different effect, and maybe the physiology, or maybe their mental health will suffer, or some disease may occur. Okay, you never know. But all that is because metabolism is doing things to keep everything in balance. Okay, so it's always adapting. Another good example would be someone who is always sitting, is a couch potato. Okay, he's always sitting, he's always eating. So what's happening is, there is a trigger or signal to the brain that you have to eat more. Now this triggers hunger. Okay, so you are sitting, you're not moving, and you're hungry, so you're taking in calories and there's no output going on. So what happens is, there is input, there is no output, so this equation rubs away. It goes. So there is input, there is no output. Out of balance. What happens? You gain fat. Similarly, if you're an athlete or you're really active, you're running in the morning or maybe you're weight training in the morning and you're doing it consistently for many months, many years, and now you're taking in nutrition, you're taking input and you are expending energy in the form of burning calories, exercise, movement, or any activity you're doing. So what's happening? You have input and also you are having your outputs. So you are achieving balance. Simple funda of metabolism. What this will do is, if you are active and you're eating as per your activity, as I mentioned in the previous video, you're going to achieve balance, which is a healthy, stable body and good looking body. Now in this scenario, this is what I learned from Jade Data. Couch potato will eat more and exercise less. It's hogging but not moving. Whereas an athlete, an extreme condition, these both are extreme conditions, will eat more but they are exercising or their activities are really high. Okay, so they are training for hours, they're eating healthy but they're eating more because they need that energy, they need that protein, they need those fats. Okay, so in this scenario, eat more, exercise less, metabolism will go out of balance after a certain period of time. Not initially. If you are active and you suddenly go a couch potato, immediately those effects won't be that prevalent. But gradually, within the course of a few weeks, you will start gaining fat, and you will start maybe getting some sort of disease or some sort of issues because you've stopped your outputs, or you're only inputting. Similarly, if an athlete stops eating, exercise more, eat less, which all of us are usually prescribed when we are trying to lose weight, the body will start utilizing fat for a certain period of time, but what will happen is the metabolism will now think there's no food, so I should store food now. So it starts storing. So even if your activity is high and your food intake is again low, your activity is always increasing, progressive overload, and your food is the same, it's minute, then you're not going to do much because you're not feeding your activity, you're just feeding some other logic someone else has told you. Okay, so this is how the metabolism adapts to your environment. Now this adaptation can be manipulated by efficiency. How do you make the metabolism more efficient, that it does not do haywire things? Okay, so with efficiency, I mean the metabolism should consume or should utilize nutrients to work towards your goal. Now, if your goal is to achieve a proper body composition or losing fat or gaining muscle, losing fat, something like that, or just losing weight, then protein, fiber and water is your best bet. Because all three take time to digest and all three are a good mix of nutrients. So we have lean cuts, lean meats, eggs, cottage cheese, we have fiber, we have vegetables, fruits, vegetables, we have whole grains, oatmeal, so many different things. Water in general, any liquid, let's say before a big meal you have a protein shake. You have it with water. Now you have protein, you have water. You're already satiated. Now all you can do is eat your small meal and you're done. You don't have to hog. It will stop you from hogging. It will suppress your hunger and it will keep you full with nutrients, and it will also help you control your portions. Okay, so protein, fiber and water will make your metabolism more efficient so that you don't go haywire and eat like many eating competition. So these are digested slowly and the nutrients are released very slowly. Add to that some good fats as well. So I said bacon, so you can add its protein and fat combined. So many of the natural food sources you see available are a combination of protein, fiber and water. Natural good whole protein sources also have fiber and some sort of some fat as well. Now, and again, all these will help you achieve satiety. Now you can sprinkle in some carbs, some ice cream maybe, some chocolate to feel satisfied. All this adaptation of metabolism, how to make it more efficient, will depend on what sort of decisions you're taking during the course of the day. So everything is individual. Okay, so you don't think that metabolism is doing something else and you're doing something else. You're making the metabolism do things that could be for you or could be against you. Okay, so this law of individuality, which is the last law of the metabolism school that I have learned, is dependent on what the person's willpower is in taking decisions. Let's say there are a lot of stressors out there, your relationships, your office life, there are other stressors, personal front, professional front, your goals, your financial stressors. So all this will fill in your willpower battery. Although this is a very separate decision, although this is a very separate discussion, and I will also post one of my, I will also link one of my posts on Instagram that I've shared about the willpower battery. If this is full, there is no way you're going to take conscious decisions. You're not be in a position to take conscious decisions then, because you're already full. So you're overwhelmed with life in general. And now if someone asks you to fill your plate with protein, fiber and water, you say fuck it. No one will do that. And most people are actually saturated because their batteries are full. Why? Because they've allowed stresses to fill this battery, make them overwhelmed. How do we take care of this? Mindfulness. Think what you can subtract from your life. Okay, there are stresses that are unnecessary, which you could have avoided, unnecessary arguments, unnecessary social media blogs, unnecessary engagements that happen day-to-day lives. You first have to think for yourself, and then you think how you can add value. If you're going to engage in each and everything that is around you, this is what happens. And then your body composition is off, and then you think, I'm doing everything, but still I'm not able to see the change. Because you're full. Your battery is full. Okay, even if your stomach is empty, your battery is full. Okay, so this and strict dieting on top of this overstressed battery will overflow it. Now what happens is, if someone's battery is full and someone puts intermittent fasting on top of this battery, further stress to the body. The metabolism stops everything and will always be in the survival mode. Sometimes this becomes chronic. So you have to first understand the concept before you take decisions like this. Okay? I'm not against intermittent fasting. I've done it myself, but I've really not done it well, and I've learned why it did not work for me. So this is totally an individual thing. You see how your life is going and how you can manipulate certain things in your life to really recharge your battery, and then you restart from there to reach wherever you want to reach. Then the last one is your personal preference on food, your preference on exercise, your movement that you love, and your personal preference on the kind of experiences you want to have. So for example, if someone feels satiated by eating, let's say, so if someone feels satiated by a cup of ice cream at the end of each meal, then and they're achieving their goals gradually, then they should continue doing that instead of depriving themselves of let's say just because ice cream is tagged as unhealthy and it should be avoided, as the world says, which is taking you further away from your goals, because now you're deprived and you're not in the mood to eat. So instead of that, have that ice cream with every meal, but gradually work towards where you want to reach. You may reach your goal maybe in 3 months, your fat loss goal in 3 months without the ice cream, but you're feeling like shit because you don't like eating and you've done a lot, you've overwhelmed yourself with that 3 months of so-called deprivation on ice cream, and now you're going to hog. Now all that hard work goes for a toss. Similarly, on the movements, if someone is forcefully made to weight train or forcefully made to run in the morning, or forcefully made to get up early and then do whatever, then 2, 3 weeks, 4 weeks, 2 months, this will work. After a while, the body says, I cannot take it. I already have a lot of stressors and this is not my preference. I would rather dance, I would rather sleep for 8 hours and I would dance in the evening. Maybe that is your thing. Go for it. Or maybe if someone says, no, I want to play soccer, or I want to play cricket, or I want to play some other sport, I don't like monotonous lifting or any other activity, then you might as well do that, and those things are going to make you achieve your goals faster. It's not necessary that you weight train, it's not necessary that you weight train in a certain fashion. Some people are only and only into CrossFit style training. Good for them. Maybe that helps them achieve their goals, maybe that helps them feel better, move better. Some people are only into powerlifting. Great, do that. Keep a balance, always have a preference of what you want to do. If someone wants to have biscuit or crackers someday because they're really depriving themselves and they really would eat something else as a garbage, some junk food, if they don't eat that, you have that piece of chocolate or piece of cake or biscuit or cookie, so that you don't hog on some other junk food or maybe a giant burger later on. What you're doing now will affect what you're doing in the next 2 hours with respect to food, with activity. If I'm eating a burger right now which satiates me and I'm full for the next 4 hours, instead that I'm having one small bowl of fruit and I'm hungry again in the next half hour, the total number of calories increases in the second scenario where I had fruit. Instead, I would rather have a burger, have one more meal, and my calories remained less. But that satiated me. So I hope you got the logic. Always keep the metabolism in mind. Choose consciously. Know that it is adapting. Okay? Whatever your activity level is, that is your decision. You have to decide on your input, your food intake, your stress intake, or your environments. And then accordingly, metabolism will work for you to achieve your goal. Okay? So guys, I hope you got some value out of this video. One thing I kind of wanted to touch base upon was regarding the adaptation of metabolism and how you can possibly measure or you kind of assess what is happening in and around you, so that you can signal to the metabolism that what it has to do. So there are 5 parameters that you can really tap into to understand what is happening with let's say your eating plan or exercise plan or whatever your goal is that you're working towards. So let's say so to start off, it is sleep, it is mood, hunger, energy and cravings. So whatever you're doing, let's say you're doing some sort of exercise and you're eating accordingly to let's say your goal is to lose fat within a period of 3 months, 12 weeks. Now in the first week or let's say your first meal for that matter, you had your breakfast, you trained in the morning, fasted and you had your breakfast. So now right after that, you have to see how you're feeling. Are you satisfied? Are you satiated? Are you still hungry? Are you feeling sleepy? Are you grumpy? Are you foggy? Is your mood really off because your brain is foggy? How's your energy? Do you really want to just lie down and sleep after exercise or after that meal? Or are you pumped to do your work? Are you craving something? Are you craving fat? Are you craving protein? Are you craving carbohydrates? Are you craving some sort of sweet? What you're craving? Are you craving chili? Are you craving some spices? Okay, so these are the parameters after each and every meal, or rather, you can say you can assess over a period of 1 day or 2 days or 1 week. Let's say in a course of 3 days or 1 week, you had a lot of, you felt sleepy a lot of times. Your mood was okay, but your hunger was way high. Even if you were eating protein, you were eating your vegetables, you were eating your carbohydrates as well, and you were training, but of course you were training way too hard. Okay, so you were sleepy, you were moody. But then, let's say in the second week you tone down the training a bit and you keep the food same. Now your sleep issue is gone. Maybe some mood issue is there. Your hunger is also suppressed. So that is another manipulation. But now then training has to, progress. So the training goes harder. Now the food also is as per that activity. It's always about adapting the metabolism. So now you're training very hard, you're eating as per your activity. Maybe you've increased one more meal. So your energy levels are not that down. So you're not sleepy, you're not moody, and of course you're satiated. Maybe you have now, you've developed cravings for let's say sweet. So you've added a piece of chocolate after your last meal. The craving is gone. So that is how you've checked sleep, mood, hunger, energy, craving, or SMHEC as Jane Turner calls it. And you've dialed in your choices of exercise, nutrition, lifestyle in general. And any other example of a lifestyle would be your exercise is dialed in, your nutrition is dialed in, but you're traveling for 2 hours, 3 hours for work, 3 hours one way, 3 hours back. So there, your energy levels are down. Suddenly you have everything, your energy levels are down, so you add in one more snack during that travel, or maybe you add in some kind of mindfulness, or some kind of meditation, some kind of breathing activity, maybe in the morning or during that time, maybe some kind of reading you can do, some kind of some activity that you enjoy doing. Okay, some reading, if you are commuting by train or you're commuting by car, you can listen to an audiobook, listen to songs, do your thing. So you're dialing in whatever is missing. So keep on assessing after every, if not after every meal, maybe that particular day, 2 days, 3 days. So gradually, see, this seems neurotic, but gradually you're gonna make it a habit. Initial 1 week, 2 week, 3 weeks are going to be like you're assessing too much, whether this is happening, that is happening, whether I'm losing fat, whether I'm not, whether I'm gaining weight, whether I'm gaining water, whether I'm too full, too hungry, too sleepy. But gradually within the course of a month or so, you will automatically, the body will come to know what it has to eat. You will make constant conscious choices. Right. So guys, if you have any questions, please reach out in the comment section regarding strength and conditioning or nutrition. I am happy to help.